Our goal is to show you the differences, to really show you the pros and cons so that you can see what areas you really don't like, what areas you don't want to live in that you can eliminate, and what areas you really like. We're going to get on the ground vlog style tour, walk you through these subdivisions, show you the pros and cons, and let you decide which areas are best for you and your family, and we're getting after it right now. What's up, guys? This is Jon Burden over at Woosah Properties here in Durango, Colorado. This is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything about what it's like to work, live, eat, sleep, play here in Durango, then make sure to click that subscribe button, tap that notification bell so you're notified every time we release a new video. Now, we're getting calls, texts, emails every single day from people wanting to move here to Durango, and we absolutely love it. If you're even thinking about moving to Durango, make sure to give us a call, text, email. We've got your back when it comes to moving here to Durango. All right, now we're about 14 minutes north of downtown Durango in a gorgeous community called Dalton Ranch. Now I wanted to show you this community first because it's definitely one of the bigger communities in the Animas River Valley. That's this area's, that's the commonly referred to name of this area is the Animas River Valley or the Animas Valley. And as you can see around me, just stunning views. You've got the red cliffs behind us, and there's some awesome hiking trails up there. That there's actually a trail called Stevens Creek that goes, you can see this mountain right behind us, that goes up, does switchbacks up that mountain, then goes right along the ridge, then drops down behind there. So some really cool hiking, incredible views up there. All right, so like I was mentioning, Dalton Ranch is right on the Animas River. And so like I was saying, you can put in up that way, kind of towards the end of the subdivision with your paddle boards. And I think that's this secret that nobody really talks about, is you're right on the river. Not many homes have views of the river. I think there's a few. Most of them are really more the golf course. But what we'll do is we'll walk down, put our paddle boards in, bring a dry bag, and then park one car. Obviously, if you live here, that's perfect. But then park one car down at the takeout spot, wherever you're deciding to take out. To get to town, it's definitely a little bit further. I think you're talking 4 to 5 hours. All right, so I wanted to show you the trail that I was just talking about, paved trail here, right behind me. And so this parallels the road. I love running on dirt roads, dirt trails. Unfortunately, for me, they just paved this thing. So part of this was dirt, but they just paved the whole thing. Although I think most people would be pretty happy about that. So what else is nice to see for some of you guys that might want fences, have dogs, things like that. There are some homes in here with fences. So it does look like that's definitely feasible. I saw one with fence similar to this, where it's that just wood with 2 crossbars, and then they had a chain link, or just, what would you call it? Just kind of that wire meshing going across it. And so that way they keep in the dog. So it looks like that's allowed. Obviously, you always want to check with the HOA first. The other thing I love about this is just really well manicured and nice amount of trees, nice amount of shade if you're going for a walk when it's 85, 90 degrees out. Which fortunately for Durango, it doesn't get much higher than 90.
It is lovely weather we are having.
Prices are definitely quite a bit higher out here than if you're going south or going to some of the other places that we showed you, like Three Springs or even Durango West, some areas like that. Just because you're in this incredible scenery, so I think that has a big factor in prices. And then homes are definitely a lot bigger out here too, so of course square footage has something to do with it. And what else is awesome is, well, awesome and also relates to the pricing, is you're so close to Purgatory, right? You're close to Purgatory and a ton of trails. You're about 5, well, let's say 10 minutes from Hermosa Creek Trail, which goes, as well as Jones Creek, which goes about, I don't know, 35 plus miles, and then it connects to other trails. I mean, so you could turn that into a backpacking trip, and you're within 20 minutes of that. So that's another thing I just love about being out here, is you're close to trails, close to purgatory, and then you've got this incredible scenery. Hi guys, we are now at Falls Creek Ranch. I am so excited to show you this subdivision that's close to town and has about everything you could want. Let's check it out. Start with the lake. Yes, you heard me right. Falls Creek Ranch has its own private lake.
Absolutely amazing.
So we're gonna walk down here, show you what it has to offer. What's amazing is it's not just a pond, it's a really good sized lake. They actually have a spot where you can put your paddle boards and just come down, use your paddle boards when you need, so you don't have to pump them up and walk half a mile down the hill from your house to use your paddle boards. And so check this out, guys. They actually got even a little beach here. It's awesome. I mean, this is a really good size lake. You're able to boat, paddleboard, fish, swim, all that kind of stuff here. And so let's just show you this real quick. I think this is just stunning, and you feel like you're in the mountains, which of course you are, but what's incredible is you're still so close to town. And so you're only about a 10-minute drive, maybe even a little bit less, to town, maybe a couple more minutes to be right downtown eating at your favorite restaurant. And so just check this out. And they've got a little sand area on the other side there. They've even got a life ring here. They've got some nice picnic tables, and it is just gorgeous. All right guys, so we are at one of the highest points of the subdivision, of Falls Creek Ranch subdivision. And what I love about it, the reason I brought you up to this area is there's some incredible, just stunning views of the Animas Valley from up here. So the homes are kind of perched on this ledge, if you will, just looking right into the river valley, and they're, I don't know, 200-300 feet up above the valley, and so they just get that full huge view. So if you're able to grab a home, there was one for sale. I want to say it was like 1.5, somewhere around there, for sale recently, that sold in just a couple days, as you could imagine. And so a few things that I really love about this area is, of course, those views, but the concept that you've got access to a big lake. There's no real restrictions as far as no swimming, no fishing, that kind of stuff. So you can do a lot of stuff there. Put your paddle boards there. So you've got 1 acre lots. There's 100 1 acre lots here. And then there's another 840 acres of just open common area, kind of forested common area that you're able to use, to hike through, walk through, whatever, and just have that space between you and everybody else. So it's not like an acre, an acre, an acre, you're all backed up to each other. Their homes are a lot more spread out. And you can't quite tell where I'm at. I'll walk over here and try to show you. But some of these homes just have a stunning view of the lake as well. So you're getting lake views, you're getting Animas Valley views, you're getting just this awesome red cliff view that's on the other side of me here. You can kind of see it here, but the trees are blocking it a little bit. You might have seen it in a few of the other clips that I showed you earlier. And so there's just a lot of different types of views. There is an HOA. It's $3,000 per year, $3,000 annually. So not too crazy in comparison to some of the other ones that we've seen in the area. And again, you're really close to town. Being about 10 minutes away from town, as well as being backed up to biking trails. We're at Three Springs, and Three Springs is a neighborhood that's really cool. Got a lot of really cool features about it that I'm gonna go over. This is about 15 to 16 miles about southeast of the downtown area of Durango. So I started it here. You can see I'm not exactly in the neighborhood. Started it here because it's got some really cool bike trails. And what I personally love about this is a really family friendly. My son's young right now, but when he's a little bit older, I could bring him here when he's 3-4 years old, and he can be biking on these trails. They're not some of the crazy trails that you hear about in Durango that are black diamond type stuff that are a lot trickier, more technical. A lot of these are pretty easy to navigate. And so here's your map here, if you can kind of get a little bit of a look at it. And then I'll actually take you over here and give you an idea of what these trails look like as well. Just get a little taste for it. Now, what's sweet is we're actually right on the edge of Three Springs. It's right there within a, what, 2-minute walk of these trails. And so I'm just gonna flip the camera around and show you a little skills area right here. You can kind of see little jumps, and then it loops around here, and you can check out these little jumps right here. So get a little taste of what the trail area is like over here. And then what's cool is, for adults, for people that have a lot more skills, this connects to a bunch of other trails too. So definitely check out MTB Project. Their website does a great job of showing all the trails out here. This is a Three Springs area spur line trail. We just took a 2-minute walk from the spot that I was just at, from those bike trails, and now we're in the neighborhood. And so you can kind of get an idea of some of these properties. They're more of your new builds. They've been built pretty darn recently. A lot of these are ranging between the 525, 550 range to about 850. So 525 is going to get you about a 2-bed, 2-bath. That's going to be about 1,100 to 1,200 square feet. And then your 800 to 850 price range is going to be a new build, about a 3-bed, 2-bath. And that's going to be about 2,000 square feet. So right behind me, you can see a playground. And I'll give you some more B-roll of that as well, some more video footage. But there's a couple playgrounds here. There's some nice parks, just some open, a lot of open area for kids to run around, soccer, football, whatever they want to do. There's a lot of open space here. I'm going to show you behind me here as well. And that's pretty sweet. So then on top of that, as you can see, I'm on a paved sidewalk right now that's going through the neighborhood. But this paved sidewalk here goes, looking around, it goes a few different ways, but it goes about 2 miles or so. And that's just one way. So you've got this in combination with your bike trails. And so there's quite a bit of trail for anybody. We're gonna walk up here, show you guys a little bit more of the houses, and then we're gonna jump over to an area of the neighborhood where they've actually got quite a few amenities. And I'll show you that in a second. Got Alpine Bank right here. Like I was saying earlier, there's a dentist right here. And then let's hop across the street and show you the park that I think. And so that's what I love about this area, is you've got your mountain biking mountain bike just 2 minutes away from your home if you live in here. Then you've got a gym, you've got restaurants, you've got a little convenience store, which is right up here on the corner. And you're only 15 minutes from downtown. And what's awesome is the prices get quite a bit lower here than living in town or living in other areas. All right, so I want to give you a few other pros and cons about the location of Three Springs, of this neighborhood. So you are about 15 minutes from downtown. Obviously that can be a con, but in my opinion, you're still not too far. So pretty easy driving distance. What you are further from is Purgatory Ski Resort. And so that is going to be, I think, about 45 minutes or so. A little bit of drive, again, not insane. It's a really, really pretty drive too. So for me, compared to driving through San Francisco crazy traffic or some crazy traffic like Denver, the drive is really, really pretty. So changes that a little bit. This is a little bit drier side of town versus the Animas River Valley versus going north. So there's that, but at the same time, if you're coming from somewhere like, I don't know, Oklahoma, where it's super brown, maybe, it's really, really pretty overall. And what's sweet is you do have the trails right out your back door. Let's see, so I'm personally a distance runner.
Now, it used to be, I ran to get where I was going.
I'm gonna throw this out there. As far as running on dirt roads, dirt trails, there's a bunch of county roads almost across the highway from you. So stuff like County Road 301, all the way up to like the 315. Really nice rolling hills. And so of course you can go for a walk on those if you want to change the scenery as well. And yeah, oh, here's another playground for you. Check out. And so let's see what else. So we're a little bit closer to Pagosa Springs over here, and so we're southeast again. And yeah, I mean, I think this is a great option if you're trying to save a little bit compared to being in town, and if you like just a lot of amenities for kids. All right, so one more cool fact that I actually just thought about is they do have plans to connect Three Springs to the Animas River Trail. So if you look into it, there's a really cool river trail that goes through downtown, goes north of town, goes south of town a little bit over to about to Home Depot. And they're planning on connecting Three Springs to that. To me, that would be super cool, because then you have a connector way to get on from a bike or on a bike to downtown without having to drive. All right, guys, so we are now in Edgemont Meadows. So Edgemont Meadows is one of my favorite neighborhoods for a few different reasons. First of all, it's super convenient to everything. So you're only about 8 minutes to the edge of town. And by the way, when you're going out of town, you are going east on Highway 160, and then you're turning right into Edgemont Meadows. And so we're in Edgemont Meadows. As you can see, nice wooded area, forested area, but then it's also got some great views. You can kind of see that ridge behind me there. A lot of homes are going to grab some of these nice views, and yet you still have that nice mountain air feel. You still feel like you're out of town, which you are, and you are also close to Lemon Reservoir, Vallecito Lake. Lemon is going to be your first one. Lemon Reservoir is about 8 minutes from here, 8 to 10, and then Vallecito is about 15 minutes from here. And they've got some awesome camping. They've got the Pine River, and that is phenomenal fly fishing. I love going down there and just hiking in. You're about a mile hike into the Pine River before you're able to hit water that you can fish. All right, guys, I want to show you the coolest thing about living in Edgemont. Every resident has private access to the Florida River, and check this out. It is gorgeous. So this is stocked yearly, to my knowledge, and awesome fishing. My dad lives in Edgemont, my parents live in Edgemont, so I get to come and fish this every now and then, and it is awesome. We do some Euro fishing, Euro nymphing I should say, and there are some reasonably sized browns out here. We are here on this little trail that goes in between the houses here, and you can just kind of see, I'll pan around, you can kind of see the backyards of these homes. So they do have an HOA here. It's not very expensive. I think it's like $17-20 a month, right around there, depending on the part of Edgemont. You've got Edgemont Meadows, Edgemont Ranch, and then Highlands. And so right now we're in Edgemont Meadows. And so as you can see, this trail, just getting back to this trail, there's about 10 miles of trails that go through here. All right, guys, so we are here in Durango West, about 15 minutes away from downtown Durango. So we just continued going west from downtown Durango. And there is 2 subdivisions. There's one on each side of the highway. So there's Durango West 1 and Durango West 2. Just to kind of go over a few things about this that I really like is it's pretty quiet. There are some homes right a lot closer to the highway, and so obviously you're going to hear more noise there as you get back further into the subdivision. A little more quiet, a little more tucked away. And what I really like is it's pretty green. There's a lot of mature trees. And this is July of 2022 when we're filming this, so you're spending close to about $600,000, $600 to $650 for a home that's maybe 3-bed, 3-bath, about 2,200 square feet. That example I'm giving you is pretty updated. Can have granite counters, nicer floors, things like that. You might not need to do as many updates. That's also on about 1/3 of an acre. So compared to some of these subdivisions that we're looking at that are really small lots, they're cramming the homes in there so they can get the most money out of them. these homes are a little bit more separated. You got a little bit more space. If you have a family, you've got a little bit more, as you can kind of see behind me, there's fences. You've got a little bit more ability to have dogs and have fences and have kids can just run around, not as worried about covenants, about HOA restrictions. There is an HOA, but I don't think they're quite as strict as some of the others in and around Durango. So as I was walking over to the tennis courts and basketball court right here, I saw there's actually a trail map right here of Durango West 2. So I'll zoom in and show you that. Hopefully you can get a decent idea of what that looks like. And then let me take you over here to the tennis courts. Show you that. There's a little trail right here. Goes over to these, or this I should say. And then we've got some little basketball court here as well. So check it out. We've got tennis right here and basketball here. It's pretty cool because you've right with these nice little open fields here. You're right in the trees. You'll probably see some deer walking by or eagle flying over. Let's check it out. If you live in Durango West, you have access to this, and the views behind me are gorgeous. And this full court basketball court. Sweet. So we are now west of town, about 8 minutes, in the Twin Buttes subdivision. Now I really love this subdivision. It offers a lot. As you can see behind me, they've got this really cool pond and nice waterfall feature. They even have a little sand area. And looks like behind me, I could be wrong, but I believe that's for pickleball. And nice little trail here. And so this subdivision is super cool, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about why. First of all, it's a pretty new subdivision. As you can tell, this grass was even just put in. This pond was just recently dug and put in here. And subdivision is cool because, for one, you're only 8 minutes from town. Close to town, but you've got a lot of cool amenities. For one, right up here, they have a really cool farm stand. And I love that. What's cool about the farm stand is it's actually open to the public. They've got a ton of stuff going on there. They offer a lot of different fruits and vegetables, and reasonably priced too, in my opinion. Fresh, and so that's pretty cool. And then as you get into the subdivision, you got trails going throughout the subdivision. You're able to walk, bike, hike throughout your subdivision. Not to mention they've got some awesome bike paths. The Twin Buttes bike path. Alright guys, so I just double checked the map. There's about 10 to 12 miles of mountain biking, hiking trails that are just behind the Twin Buttes subdivision. But you can also snowshoe in the winter, and so that's pretty sweet. Like year-round access to trails. You get kind of the feel. You're just in the forest back here, right? And again, being in the forest, being kind of away from town, away from the busyness of town, and yet you are yet you're still so close to town, right? Only 8 minutes, versus a lot of areas like this are further away from town. As you can see, homes are a little bit closer together. If there are any cons about this neighborhood, that's probably one of them. Of course, lot size could be a negative if you really want something big. If you want something acre plus, you're not going to find it out here. One more big positive about being out this direction, out west of town, is you're a lot closer to Lake Nighthorse than most neighborhoods, especially most neighborhoods that have these kind of amenities, that have the mountain biking trails, that has the access to town, that has all that kind of stuff. Compared to being out, the other lakes that are in the county are going to be Vallecito, Lemon, and then stuff like Haviland way up north in Bayfield near Vallecito or Lemon. And you're still super close to an awesome lake. And Lake Nighthorse has honestly a lot more amenities as far as stuff for kids to do, and fishing. They stock it a lot more, to my knowledge. And so that's one more awesome benefit about being out here, is you're pretty darn close to Lake Nighthorse too. All right guys, we are here in Riverview Ranches. Now this subdivision, in my opinion, is kind of a little best kept secret, if you will.
Top secret. Hush it, hush.
Home prices are a little bit lower than if you get north of Durango, and a little bit less than right in town Durango for the same size home. But honestly, the views are really, really cool. Now I'll show you right behind me as I walk down this road. I'm walking down the road that takes you right into Riverview. And check out these views, guys. These are just incredible. You just get these really green pastures that you'll see that are behind the camera that you'll see in a little bit. And then you get these kind of rolling hills. You also get some distant La Plata views. And it's just kind of this gorgeous rolling hills with these gorgeous green pastures down below them as well. And so this definitely has a nice steep hill coming out of the subdivision. So I do recommend having four-wheel drive for the winter. Always best to play it safe when you're living in a subdivision like this with a steeper hill.
Four-wheel drive van.
Does have a nice guardrail here, so that's good. But just want to throw that out there first as we're walking down this steep-ish hill. This subdivision all the homes are on well and septic. So something to keep in mind if you really don't want well or septic. And really the big plus about this is the views paired with the fact that you're still only about 15 minutes to downtown Durango. So you're really able to grab some views. They're on acre to 3 acre, or actually they're all closer to 3 acre lots in here. And again, check out that view behind me here. I mean, it is incredible. You are going to hear a little bit of traffic, but as I walk down this road, I definitely hear quite a bit less once you take that turn and there's this big ridge to really block that noise. Guys, we're getting calls, texts, emails from people wanting to move here to Durango every single day, and we absolutely love it. If you're even thinking about moving to Durango, make sure you give us a call, text, email, days, nights, weekends. We've got your back when it comes to moving to Durango.